Hey guys, calumSTINKS here, and today I am going to be reacting to Tristan Coon's Australian video, which is a bit old at this point, but I've been seeing that Australian videos have been like trending recently, so I was just like, hey, I'll hop on the bandwagon, bring a couple more subscribers, views in, because I need that. I need more subscribers, please. Tell your friends. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So, yeah, let's get into it. Disclaimer. I'm an Australian, so I don't know what he might say since he's American, so yeah, just don't let cringe get caught up with you, please. G'day guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Today I'm reacting to Tristan Coon. He's pretty cool, and yep, hope you guys enjoy the video.
What's good, y'all? Tristan here, and today I'd like to share with you 100 Aussie words and phrases that I've learned in my time here. I'm going to try to say the Australian version of the word first, so you can pause the video if you want and try to guess what that means in American English. The first 5 to 10 words are going to be very trivial. You probably have heard of them before, but as we go on, we're going to be moving into more hardcore Aussie slang, and I'll be saving my 10 favorite words and phrases for the end, so stay tuned. Alright, so the first one is mate. Everyone knows this. Means like friend, man, bro. What's up, mate? Second Aussie word, cheers. Cheers is something that they often say instead of thank you. You know, maybe like a friend of yours buys you a drink at a bar, and you say, cheers, mate. Next up is good day, which is Aussie slang for like good day, kind of like, hey, what's up, how's it going? Good day, mate. You get it. Number 4 is holiday, to go on holiday. It's like what we would call vacation. Number 5 is a word I, for some reason, find quite annoying, but it's oi. It's pretty much just something you say to get someone's attention. You know, you might say, oi, mate, or just, oi. Number 6 is Macca's, or McDonald's, kind of like how we say Mickey D's for short. Same thing, but no one here calls it McDonald's, just Macca's. And another famous American fast food chain that actually has a different name here is Hungry Jack's, or Burger King. They call it Hungry Jack's here, not Burger King, because Burger King was already an established business here when Burger King tried moving to Australia. Sorry if I'm rushing through these a little bit, you know, there are 100 of them, and I'm trying to get this video done in a reasonable time. So next up, chips. And I'm not talking like Doritos, I'm talking French fries. The little potato slices that we call fries, here they call them chips. Also, what we call Lay's chips are known here as Smith's chips. Same brand, just different name. Next up is avo, which, no, it does not mean avocado. It is short for afternoon. Let's meet up in the avo. Number 10 is petrol. Petrol is what we call gas, not like gas in the air, but the gas you put in your car. They call it petrol. And where do you go to get your petrol? The servo. Short for service station, what we call gas station. Also, there's a place here called the chemist. Might not know what that is. You know, it's a place where you go when you're feeling sick, aka the pharmacy. Here they call the pharmacy the chemist. Bottle-o. Bottle-o is also another type of store, what we call in America a liquor store. Anywhere that kind of serves alcohol, here you can call it a bottle-o. Next up on the list, fairy floss. Fairy floss is what we call in America cotton candy. However, it kind of makes sense that they call it fairy floss because candy is not a word that they use here in Australia. They call it lollies or chocolates. So yeah, since candy's not a word, kind of be weird to call it cotton candy. Chewy. Chewy means bubblegum, you know, because you chew it. And Australians love to make everything end in IE. Next up, thong. Thong is not what you're thinking. It's not that. It is not what you wear here, but it is where you wear here. Right there, it's a little thong for your toe. It is a flip-flop. If you ever hear anyone talking about going out to buy thongs, putting on their thongs, something like that.
In Australia recently, I did
flip-flop.
Thong throwing.
Not that. This one should probably have been higher up on the list, but that is a Barbie, spelled like Barbie, but not that Barbie. This time a Barbie, a Barbie.
Yes, mate. Bloody shrimp on the Barbie. Shrimp on the Barbie. Shrimp on the Barbie. Or as you Yanks call it.
Barbecue. Another IE ending word is a tradie. A tradie is short for tradesman, which is like, you know, anyone who's like a plumber, carpenter, electrician. Those type of jobs, those people are tradies. And in similar fashion is a sparky and a chippy. So sparky is another word, kind of like a slang word for a electrician, and a chippy is the same for a carpenter. I don't think they have a slang word for a plumber. If there is one, please let me know in the comment section below. However, what I do like is they don't call it a plumber's crack here, they call it a plum bum. Similar, and it rhymes, so I think Australian gets the win on that one. Next up is a jumper, which is pretty much what we would call like a hoodie or a windbreaker, light jacket, something like that. All here just called a jumper. When it comes to your pants, they got trackies. Trackies are what we call in the US sweatpants. Number 25 is a word we have in the US, and that is stuffed. However, it does not mean like you're full of food. I mean, it does mean that here, but it also means you're tired. So if you're just completely exhausted, you just be like, oh, I'm stuffed. But there's another word, and that is chockers, and chockers means you're full. full. Like
yes,
you're
chockers
stuffed. You just ate that
Christmas
Thanksgiving meal.
feed.
They don't really have Thanksgiving here.
Good Christmas food.
You get it. Next up is bathers. You can probably guess, but that's like your swimsuit. Brekkie means breakfast. The word chook here means chicken. You often see it like on store signs. They'll say chook shop, which means like chicken shop. They sell chicken there. Somehow I completely skipped over this one when recording the first time, but that is bogan. Them bogans. Bogans are the exact same thing as what we would call in the US a redneck. Something else they say here in Australia is esky. I've also heard it referred to as a chili bin. However, both those words is what we call a cooler. Gotta say, esky is a much...
Obviously, Tristan here hasn't been talking to Australians. He's been talking mad crap to the Kiwis. A Kiwi is not an Australian, mate. Get your bloody terminology right. It's a esky, not a chili bun. Yeah, idiot.
Cooler word than cooler, but a word that we have that is way cooler than their version is koozie. The little thing you hold your beer in, yeah, here they call it a stubby holder, which, I don't know, that just doesn't do it for me. America takes the dub on that one. Another Australian word is a slab, not a slab of concrete, but it means a slab of beer. What we would call like a case of beer, you know, just like
every
beer,
Australian man's dream.
More alcohol-related stuff is goon. Goon is just really cheap wine that's served in a box.
Yes,
it's called box wine. And if someone tells you to skull your goon, that means chug it, throw it back, drink it all. Something you might do if you're in uni. Uni here is short for university, and university is what they call college. Technically, college here is your last 2 years of high school, so that's why when you go to uni, they don't call it college. Alright, this one probably got me the most because as a waiter, it took me a little while to figure out what this word meant, and I had no idea what people were talking about when they would ask me for these, but it is a serviette. A serviette means a napkin. Thankfully, one that I learned about like my first week here was cutlery. Cutlery is what we call in the US silverware, like your fork, your knife, your spoon.
Pretty good so far.
Alright, quick speed round. Rubbish, trash, bin, trash can, biscuit, cracker or cookie, toilet, bathroom, fizzy drink, soda, boot, trunk, rubber, eraser, not a condom. Piss is not urine, it means alcohol, so if you're on the piss or you're pissed, that means you're drunk. Also one I've only heard once, and I don't really get it, but that is maggot. Apparently maggot means drunk too. Guess there's lots of words for drunk. Alright, gutter, curb, footpath, sidewalk, footy, football, but not this type of football, this type of football. Australian football. Australian football is big here, it's like the biggest sport here, and yeah, they usually don't even call it football, they just call it footy. Next up is sunnies, and that is your sunglasses or your shades. They also say runners, and runners are like your tennis shoes or your sneakers. They also got flats. Flats are pretty much like apartments, but they also still use apartments. I don't quite know the differences, but I think flats are like the buildings, you know, apartment buildings are really big. Flats are kind of like buildings with only a couple apartments in them. But I could be wrong. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong. Fully explain to me what the difference is between a flat and an apartment. A trolley is not something you see in San Francisco, but it is a shopping cart. And the shopping carts here are actually different than they are in America. And if you want to know more about that, click on my video right here, which is 100 differences between America and Australia. Not words, but like actual things that are different. Anyways, next up is ute. Ute is a truck or a truck bed, but they're not really trucks here. It's like that. It's like small car.
Oh, yes. Every man's heaven on wheels. Heaven on wheels, the good old classic Aussie ute.
With a bed, I don't know. That's a ute, and the bed in it is not called a bed, it's a ute. Yeah. A new word I learned here that I have been using in my vocabulary is bloke, which just means like guy or dude.
He's a
like
good
a good
bloke.
Dude, good bloke, good guy, you get it. Alright, a car park is somewhere where you park your car, or we call parking lot. Kind of makes sense, not gonna lie. A jetty is not a jet ski, which is what I thought when I first heard it. It is just a dock, like a boat dock, you know, jets out in the water. I guess that's where it got its name. Another word they use all the time is missus. That means like your girlfriend. Oh, I'm gonna go stay with my missus tonight, go to my girlfriend's tonight. Old mate is another confusing one, because you think like oh, like a longtime friend, an old mate. But it's actually like the total opposite. It just means like someone like, oh, an old mate. Like, I don't know why, but it means the opposite of what it sounds like. It just means somebody, someone. Yeah. Alright, now my next 7 are all words that are technically the exact same in Australia and the US. However, they pronounce them so differently here, you might not actually know what they're talking about when they say them. So, the first one is Adidas. Don't know what it means? Adidas. That's what they're trying to say. Next up is aluminium, which is aluminum, as we would say it. Third is oregano, or as we say in the US, oregano. Fourth is Nissan, or what we would call in the US, the car company, Nissan. And the next two are just letters, so they pronounce the letter H, like they say like the sound, and then the name of it, like H. And next is Z, they call it Z. And then lastly, it's kind of random, but it's like every day of the week. Like, they just say every day of the week differently.
Tuesday,
They kind of like abbreviate it.
Wednesday,
Like,
Thursday.
I don't know exactly how they can say it. Like, I feel like Wednesday, like Wednesday, something like that. I don't know. Every single day of the week, kind of make it into the
Calm down.
Just say it differently.
Break.
Someone Australian, please comment down below the phonetic spelling of how you pronounce all the days of the week. Alright, now as you can tell by now, Australians love to shorten stuff. They shorten everything. However, there are 3 words which we do shorten better than them. And that is telly, aircon, and dezo. Telly is short for television, or we call TV. Aircon, AC, and dezo, DD. 3 things of like these 100 that we got you beat in.
Yeah,
everything else,
on the
y'all do short. Y'all shorten
telly.
everything. Alright, now the next 5 words are all words that we do say in American English. However, they just say it here like way more than we do it. Like, they say it all the time, and you just don't really hear Americans say these words. First one is heaps. Just means like a lot. Like, oh, the teacher gave me heaps of homework. The next is ages, but like in the sense of like a long time or far away. Like, oh, they live ages away, or oh, like that'll take ages. Next up is neat. We would probably usually say clean, like, oh, the room's clean. Here they typically say, oh, it's neat. Fourth one is keen. We would probably say something like, I'm down, like, oh, I'm keen on that. Like, oh, I'm down to do that. I don't know. They just use keen. Another word they use here all the time is cheeky. I don't really know how to define it, honestly. I feel like it's kind of like the F word, you know, you can kind of use it in a lot of ways. But one way I hear it a lot.
What do you mean it's like the F word? Cheeky? You're a dickhead. You're a dickhead. Oh, I don't know what you're on about. What has he done? You've hurt my brain.
It's like, give like a cheeky grin, like kind of like sarcastic. And the last one is no worries. We would probably say like no problem. Like, I don't know, maybe someone says, like, thank you, and you're like, oh yeah, no problem. However, because Australians shorten every damn thing, sometimes they don't say no worries, and instead they say no wackas, which is just short for no worries. If anyone ever said...
I've never heard a person say no whackers in my life. This is not real. This is an android. Tristan is not a real person. There's no whackers. Tristan, what is this video, mate?
That's gross. They do not mean gross. They're saying that's great, that's fantastic, that's awesome, very good. Alright, now this next one makes a lot of sense, but that is lemonade. Lemonade here is not this. They don't really have that here. If someone here asks for a lemonade, they mean this, or this, or this. Yes, lemonade means Sprite. However, there are many types of that soda. You know, there's Sprite, Sierra Mist, 7-Up. Why do we call them all Sprite? It doesn't make sense. So if you ever want that type of drink, you just say, can I have a lemonade? And they'll give you, you know, whichever one they got. The next one isn't really like a word, but it's just a word that they add to the end of a lot of sentences, and that's as. Imagine any time it would be appropriate to say like AF when you're texting, like, oh, that's good AF. They would just say good ass. Oh, that's cool ass. Oh, that's big ass. Oh, that's bomb ass. Just asses everywhere.
What?
Shop is a thrift shop, sweeper is a broom. My next one is a saying, and that is, and Bob's your uncle. Maybe this is a thing in the US, but I've never heard it.
Bob's your bloody uncle.
And there you have it, Bob's your uncle. There you go. Now these next two are a little bit funny, but one is a bum bag. A bum bag is what in America we call...
Yes, the Aussie bum bag. Now, the bum bag is the main accessory to the villains that call themselves essays.
A fanny pack. However, the thing here, why they call it a bum bag and not a fanny pack is because in America, fanny is another word for your butt. However, here, fanny doesn't mean butt. Fanny means your, well, not butt, but
yes, mate,
a girl's
it's yours.
Down there. You got
yes,
a girl's
Tristan.
vagina. So as you can see,
are a woman.
That's probably why they don't call it a fanny pack here. Next up, and I'm going to elaborate on this one because all my Australian friends hate us Americans for this, and that is shrimp. Or sorry, prawn. Prawn. They don't call it shrimp.
If you call it prawn, you can get stuffed. You know where the bloody airport is. I hear China's good this time of year.
You ever heard of shrimp on the barbie? That was like some old marketing campaign or something. That was not at all.
If you say shrimp on the barbie in 2023, you can piss off. Again, you know where the airport is. That's it.
Based on how it actually is in Australia, because no one here says shrimp. Literally, no one says shrimp. Every single type of shrimp that you get here, like jumbo shrimp, this shrimp, it's all different types of prawn. They would call it the same words we would use in America, but prawn. There's only one circumstance here in Australia where you're allowed to call it shrimp, and that is, you know, like the tiny little shrimps. I think they're called like bay shrimp or something.
No, Tristan, it's called your little tiny cock.
Those you call shrimp. Every other type of shrimp, all, I don't know, dozen of them, they're all prawn. here, alright? I think this is kind of funny because they just call one type of prawn shrimp, and in America we call all of the shrimp, or like all of that animal shrimp, besides one type, which we call prawn, at least to my knowledge, so yeah.
No,
Same
you're
thing,
ridiculous, man. You're ridiculous.
This next one's good. Entree. Entree, you know, that's like your main meal. You get your appetizer, then you get your entree. However, here, entree means appetizer. They don't really use the word appetizer. They either call it an entree or a starter. Then what we call an entree is just your main meal. So yeah, here, entree means appetizer. And next up is coriander. Coriander is a type of food. We have it in America too, but we call it cilantro. Another food here is a rock melon, which is what we call in the US a cantaloupe. But yeah,
what calls a cantaloupe?
If you're still here right now, thank you so much for staying to the end. I hope you've been enjoying this Aussie English. Here are my top 10 favorite Aussie words, but before I get to them, please make sure give this video a like, share it with a friend, comment any thoughts you have, in no particular order. My top 10 favorite Aussie words. The first one is cactus. Not this type of cactus. It just means like you're tired, you're worn out, you're broken. Like your car could be cactus, it's broken down, it's not working. Or you can just be cactus because you're exhausted.
This whole video
is a good one, and that is mozzie. Them damn mozzies. Mozzies is short for
Yes, mozzies can go bloody get effed. This whole list can go get effed. Mozzies are the worst thing to ever exist. I don't know what benefits they have in the environment, if any. So yeah, screw mozzies. But again, they know what the input is.
So freaking pesky. I hate the mozzies.
No,
this one made me laugh the first time I heard it, and that is crack off. To crack off. Don't know what you think it means, but it means fart. Pass the gas to some.
Yes, he knows. You absolute cock smoker.
Many ways to say it, but another one to add to your repertoire of fart words. Crack off. Next up is dibby-dobber, which is a tattletale. My brother's such a dibby-dobber, you know, a little kid's fight, you get what it is. Next up, potato gems. It just means tater tots.
Yes,
so after this video,
gems.
I'm gonna cook me up some potato gems. Number 96, and that is biscuiting or donutting. Try to take a guess on what this is. It's kind of funny, but it is what we would call tubing. Like when you're behind the boat, hanging on for dear life, trying not to get knocked off. Yeah, I've heard that called two different things here. Donutting was the first time I heard it, and the second time I heard it, biscuiting. Alright, this next one I'm bringing back to America. I'm telling you, I'm bringing this word to America because I love it, and that's brawly. I forgot my brawly. I need to pop up my brawly. It's raining. Brawly is short. It's slang for umbrella. And I don't know. I like it. It just flows off the tongue, you know? Brawly. Alright, it's getting late. It's like 1 o'clock as I'm recording this video, and I am knackered. Knackered just means tired, exhausted, just want to pass out. And second to last one of the kids that I was coaching taught me this word, and I love it. This is lollipop lady. I'll give you a second to envision what you think a lollipop lady is, and it makes total sense when I tell you, but a lollipop lady is what we call a crossing guard. Someone who goes and stands out with the, you know, little sign that says stop or slow, or, you know, children crossing, something like that. Looks like a giant lollipop. Those people are called lollipop ladies. Now my last one, number 100, is a good one, but before I get to it, I just want to say, if you like these top 100 videos, click that one right over there. It is 100 differences between America and Australia, not words, but just actual physical different things. Thank you very much. And now my actual last one is, we're not here to fuck spiders. All it really means is, we're not messing around. We're here to get shit done. Thank you all so much.
Yes, I hear that one all the time. In fact, my uncle said that yesterday. Well done, Tristan. You have made another great video. Great. Bloody hell. Oh, what a dickhead.